My name is Julia Immonen. I'm 31 years old. Been in England since I was 7 and grew up in sunny Slough. I would describe myself as bubbly. I wear my heart on my sleeve. What you see is what you get. I love just hanging out with my friends. I love keeping fit, going to the gym, and I am going to be rowing the Atlantic in just over a year's time to raise money and awareness on human trafficking. To be able to do such a big challenge, I'm training 4 or 5 days a week already, and this is a year in advance. Come a couple of months prior to this, I'll be in the gym 5 days a week, training about 4 hours a day. Just over 200 people who have rowed the Atlantic, so it's very pioneering, a really new, crazy, adventurous kind of sport. I got really passionate about human trafficking a couple of years ago when I saw a VT all about human trafficking through the A21 campaign, and the stat of 27 million people in slavery, my jaw was literally on the floor. I couldn't believe that there were 27 million people in slavery and I knew nothing about it. And the more and more I've spoken to people, you just find out that it's so hidden and so unspoken of, and just people just don't know about it. And that's all the way through from your average person through to politicians now who I've been speaking to. Even some of them don't know anything about it. Being forced into prostitution or forced servitude, anything that is against your will, we all have a right to freedom, and being forced into slavery, whatever it be, is wrong. At first I didn't know what to do, so using sport to raise money awareness is such an amazing way and such a positive response to such an overwhelming issue. This row will take about 40 to 45 days, so rowing for 2 hours, off for 2 hours for about 40-45 days. These hands, you can look at them now because they're going to be raw and red and blistered by the end of it. At times when mentally it's just so tough, it's this injustice of human trafficking that is going to keep me going. You know, come hell or high water, I will not give up, because I think if these girls are being forced to do the most horrific things, then can I not get, you know, blisters and go push myself to the limits? I'm actually looking forward to the solitude of it. I can't wait to see creation at its rawest. The sun sets, the sun rises, and yeah, just pushing myself to the limit, pushing the boundaries of life, and I can't wait to get to the other end. And it just is such a big challenge that just to have accomplished that, I think I could do anything after that. The whole point of doing this row is to raise money and awareness, and I want to see that money change people's lives ultimately and rehabilitate victims of trafficking. If they can go through the hells of being forced to beg or forced servitude or having to service 40-50 men a night, then can I not go through 40-45 days of getting blisters? I actually see it as an honour to make a difference. My dream would just be that more people get to know about human trafficking. You know, it's such an overwhelming injustice, and it's easy actually to stay ignorant and turn the other cheek because it is so horrific. But that's why I think using something so positive such as sport and this row is a way just to show people, you know, you can make a difference. A really significant part of my journey with human trafficking was when I visited a safe house in Cape Town prior to the World Cup, and that was for trafficked women and children, as well as abused women who had come out of prostitution. I'd heard of a couple of stories of young girls who had been trafficked across the borders of Mozambique, and they were being brought in a couple of years before the World Cup and were literally just teenagers being forced to service men in the local brothels. Hearing these stories firsthand just broke my heart. It made it so real. Slavery is rife, it's on our doorstep now, and we have to do something. You know, you can use what you've got in your hand to make a difference. If you've got time, give time. If you've got money, give money. If you've got 2 hands and 2 feet, do something. Use sport against trafficking. So for me, it's just so important that we do something, because we can do something. I'm going to row for freedom, but whatever you enjoy doing, you could run for freedom, bike for freedom, skydive for freedom. You know, whatever you enjoy, why don't you do that for freedom? If you want to help me and literally get on board, you could join me in this Atlantic race in just over a year's time. I would love this to be a whole anti-trafficking boat, so if you want to get on board, then let me know. If you can't get on board literally, it would be amazing if you could sponsor me or spread the word about this row for freedom. When I get to the shores of Barbados, whatever state I'm in, if it makes a difference to one person, it'll all have been worth it.